Look, I got to make this video because it's very upsetting, with those people that say that you can't lose your salvation. Yes, you can, because look, the Lord said, how many times did the Lord say? He said, "Go and sin no more," right? To the people that He healed, unless a worse thing comes upon you. What would that worst thing be? Well, the people He healed went all their life separated from God, right? But when He healed them, He forgave them. So the worst thing that would come upon them is going an eternity separated from God. Okay, and 1 John 1, 2, and 3, he's writing about, he said, "Little children, these things I write unto you that you sin not." Okay, but if you do, there's an advocate. Okay, that you sin not. And the Lord in Revelations, he talks about blotting people's name out of the book of life. Why would He do that? Well, because they're lukewarm. They're a little righteous and they're a little unrighteous. They just don't have both feet in the kingdom, or they did at one point, right? But then they were led away with temptations. They let a little sin. They entertained a little bit of sin. Okay, and the Bible says a little leaven leavens the whole lump. Okay, what you're doing is people that say that they're making that up to make themselves feel better, to justify what they're doing. If you think you can't lose your salvation, that's a really scary place to be, okay? Because here's the thing. God didn't save you just for you to keep doing what you're doing, okay? How many times did God destroy nations, people in the old world? Okay, well, the old world just once. Because of their sin, okay? He's not going to make an exception for you. The whole point that everybody's missing is stop. Just stop, okay? Endure it. Endure temptation. When the temptation comes to you, instead of giving into it and being stuck in that loop of, "Oh man, now I feel bad, I'm sorry, and I've got this guilt for the next 3 days." Instead of doing that, when the temptation comes to you, say, "No, endure it," because the Bible says if you resist the devil, he has to flee from you, okay?